It's 1:30 in the morning. Your house is completely silent. No footsteps, no voices, no movement. And then your dog suddenly lifts its head, ears forward, eyes locked, staring into a dark corner where, according to you, there is absolutely nothing. No sound, no shadow, no reason. But your dog doesn't blink, because here's the part most people get wrong. You think your dog is reacting to nothing, but your dog is reacting to something you simply cannot perceive. Most owners believe three things: that dogs just have better hearing, that they act weird sometimes for no reason, and that if we can't see it, it probably isn't real. But here's the truth that changes everything. Your dog is not living in the same reality you are. They are experiencing a layered version of the world, one filled with signals, patterns, and information that your human senses completely filter out. And once you understand that, you'll never look at your dog the same way again. If you're starting to realize your dog might be seeing more than you thought, just comment, "I'm watching," below. Now let's step into their world, because what your dog can detect might explain behaviors you've been ignoring for years. Let's start with the one that gives people chills. That moment when your dog growls at an empty hallway. No footsteps, no movement, just silence. Some people jump straight to one explanation: ghosts. And while science hasn't proven anything supernatural, it has proven something just as fascinating. Dogs can hear frequencies up to 45,000 hertz. That's more than double what you can hear, which means that silent hallway, it might be full of high-pitched vibrations, electrical hums, even tiny movements inside your walls. Your dog isn't imagining something. They're hearing a layer of reality you're deaf to. But wait, it gets deeper. Because it's not just what they hear, it's what they smell. Your dog's nose is up to 100,000 times more sensitive than yours. That means when your body changes, even slightly, they know, long before you do. Some studies on canine detection suggest that dogs can identify diseases like cancer by detecting volatile organic compounds released by abnormal cells. But here's what matters more than the science. Your dog doesn't just smell your body, they smell your future. There are real stories of dogs obsessively sniffing one spot on their owner's body, refusing to stop, until the owner finally goes to a doctor and discovers something serious. So if your dog suddenly becomes fixated on a specific part of you, don't ignore it. Because they might not be being annoying, they might be trying to save you. Now here's where it gets even stranger. Have you ever watched your dog spin in circles before lying down or doing their business? Looks random, right? It's not. Some research on animal behavior suggests dogs may be sensitive to Earth's magnetic field, meaning that circling, it could actually be your dog aligning their body with invisible magnetic lines across the planet. Let that sink in. While you're checking Google Maps, your dog is literally using the Earth itself as a compass. And that same sensitivity might explain something else. Why your dog starts acting nervous before a storm even appears. No thunder, no lightning, not even clouds yet. But your dog is pacing, hiding, watching you. That's because they can detect changes in barometric pressure. They can feel shifts in the air, and even hear infrasound, low-frequency vibrations that travel miles before a storm arrives. So when your dog reacts too early, they're not overreacting, they're ahead of reality. If this is already making you rethink your dog's behavior, comment "they know" below, because we're just getting started. Let's talk about something more personal, your emotions. You might think you're good at hiding how you feel, putting on a smile, acting normal. But your dog? They don't read your words, they read your chemistry. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol. When you're scared, adrenaline. When you're happy, dopamine and serotonin. And your dog can smell every single one of those changes. Studies on domestic dogs show that they respond differently to human emotional cues, even when facial expressions are hidden. But here's the emotional truth. Your dog doesn't just notice your feelings, they absorb them. That's why they come to you when you're sad, not because they saw tears, but because they felt something shift inside you. Now think about this. Have you ever introduced your dog to someone and your dog instantly didn't like them? No reason, no history, just a growl, a step back, a look. And you brushed it off. Sorry, he's never like this. But maybe that was the moment you should have paid the most attention. Because dogs don't judge words, they judge biology. They detect tension, micro movements, chemical signals, things you miss in milliseconds. So when your dog doesn't trust someone, it's not random, it's data. And then there's this one behavior that feels almost impossible to explain. You decide, randomly, to go home. No routine, no pattern, and yet when you open the door, your dog is already there, waiting. How? Some researchers suggest dogs learn the fading pattern of your scent throughout the day. Others believe there may be a deeper bond at play. But here's the part that matters. Your dog is constantly tracking you, even when you're not there. Not physically, but through scent, memory, and expectation. They are connected to you in a way that doesn't switch off. Now we need to talk about something heavier, because this next one changes how you see your dog forever. There are countless observations of dogs staying close to people in their final days, refusing to leave their side, becoming unusually quiet, calm, present. Animal behavior experts suggest dogs can detect subtle changes in the body as it begins to shut down. Changes in breathing, skin chemistry, internal rhythms. But here's the emotional reality. Your dog might know when someone is about to leave before anyone else does. And in those moments, they stay. Not out of fear, but out of loyalty. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Your dog isn't just reacting to the world. They are seeing a different version of it. For years, we thought dogs saw in black and white. Then we learned they see in limited color. But some research suggests they may even perceive ultraviolet light, which means certain patterns, like urine trails or natural markings, could actually glow in their vision. Imagine walking through your house and seeing invisible traces of everything that happened yesterday. That's your dog's reality. And at night, it gets even more intense. Because dogs can see in light levels far lower than you, thanks to a structure in their eyes that reflects light back through the retina. So while you see darkness, they see movement, shapes, life. Your dog isn't afraid of the dark. They understand it better than you ever could. And sometimes, they feel things you don't. Some scientists believe dogs may detect subtle electrical fields, or even heat signatures using their nose. That could explain why they suddenly become anxious before a thunderstorm, even when the sky is still clear. Or why they choose very specific spots to lie down next to you, especially when you're injured. They're not just being close. They're responding to signals your body is giving off. Signals you can't even feel. But here's the moment most people miss, and it might be the most beautiful part of all. When your dog walks into a room, they don't just see it, they smell time. They smell who was there, what happened, what changed. Studies on canine cognition suggest that dogs build detailed scent-based memories that last far longer than visual ones. So when your dog greets you at the door like it's the best moment of their life, it's not just because you're back, it's because your scent tells a story, where you've been, what you felt, what you've carried with you. To them, you are not just a person, you are an entire timeline, and that's why your presence means everything. But here's the paradox. The more you understand your dog, the more you realize how much you've been missing. Because they've been communicating this whole time, not with words, but with behavior, signals, moments you almost ignored. And maybe that weird thing your dog does isn't weird at all. It's awareness, it's perception, it's connection. So the next time your dog stares into an empty space, don't laugh it off. Pause, observe, because they might be experiencing something real, just not something you can access. And once you start seeing your dog this way, you can't go back. Now I want to hear from you. Comment your dog's name below and tell me, what's the strangest thing they've ever done that you couldn't explain? And if this changed how you see your dog, stay with me, because there's a whole hidden world inside their mind we haven't uncovered yet.